everybody, welcome back to our channel. Today we'll be canning Cowboy candy. Now this isn't going to be regular Cowboy candy with jalapenos. This is going to be a mild version of Cowboy candy. I'll be using Anaheim peppers, Tangerine Dreams, I got some that are in green stage, and then also some salad peppers. I wanted to do it this way because I've had a lot of people tell me, oh, well, I can't have hot stuff. I'm like, okay, well, I'll try a mild version and we'll see how it goes. So anyways, I will link the recipe I am following below, and come on, join me. Okay everyone, so we got these out of our garden, and I washed these in a vinegar and water in my sink, and I laid them out on the towel to dry. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move these over so I can get my cutting board and my bowl out and start cutting. I'm not going to de-seed any of these. To me it's time consuming, and I'm not really worried about that part. None of these peppers are super hot. The only ones that have a little spice is the Anaheims, and I'm not really worried about it. So I'm gonna go ahead and get all these sliced up into the coin version and be right back. So what I'm gonna do is I'm simply just gonna slice these like a coin. And I've got my chicken bucket right here for the chickens, and my pot right here. So I'm not really worried about a uniform size or such. I'm not really worried if they smash sideways, because a few of these I did pull out of the freezer, so they're gonna look a little funny, and when you can them anyways, they're gonna smash in size. So I'm not too concerned about that. What I am concerned with is the color, so I want to make sure I have a splash of color. Just look at that color. Isn't it so pretty? I'm so excited. All right, so we've got all the peppers sliced up and in the pot, and I've got the tops for the chickens. Let's get ready to can. All right, so we have our jars sitting in hot soapy water. I've got my hot water here ready, and I've got my pan here to make the syrup. So what we're gonna need, we're gonna use 6 cups of sugar, 2 cups of apple cider vinegar, half teaspoon of turmeric, and excuse me, I am reading off the recipe because I already got these together, half a teaspoon of celery seed, 3 tablespoons of minced garlic, a teaspoon of cayenne pepper, and we'll boil this for 6 minutes. I had this all prepared before I even started slicing up the jalapenos. Cowboy candy is usually jalapenos, but since I sliced up the peppers, that all taken care of. Get my hot water started. I'm going to turn that on low, just to kind of simmer it. I'm going to put my jars in there. Now I'm running this in 2 batches. My first batch, I'll have a lot of the, kind of slush that around. My first batch, I'll have a lot of the smaller jars, and the half pint, and then I can't recall what the ones that are smaller than the half pint are called. I'll get that later. But I got those for just, because some people, they don't really like Cowboy candy and they just want to taste it, and I don't want to give them a full jar if they're not going to like it. So I'll only give some of them the little jar, and then my second batch, I'll actually have a pint jar for it. So let me get this all nice and mixed in and boiling, and I'll be back. Okay, I've already poured the syrup in the pot after letting it boil for 6 minutes. And I've let the peppers and the syrup come to a boil for 10 minutes. And we're talking a full rolling boil. Because at first when you put the peppers in the syrup, the peppers are way above the syrup. And then after you boil them down, the peppers and the syrup are about the same height. So you take a slotted spoon and your jar, the jars are a little hot, and you're going to fill it. And I fill it just about the first ring. And not the juice yet. We'll put the juice in it afterwards, after we got all the peppers inside. And so right now I'm gonna smash them down a little bit. Get a couple more peppers there. Okay. Got my kids running in and out for dinner right now. And so like I said, I do have a couple smaller containers to get as gifts. And this will be filled up to a 1/4 headspace. Let me get all these filled up and I'll be right back. So after you get all your jars filled with the slotted spoon, you'll go in with a ladle and you'll fill the jars up to a 1/4 inch of headspace. You'll fill your jars up to just a 1/4 inch of headspace. Now I'm going to go in and I'm going to get these filled and we'll be right back. Okay, so after you get everything in the jars, I take a skewer and I just get all the air bubbles out and adjust headspace as needed. I just like to do it all in steps. I like to do all this first and then go back and adjust headspace. Now I always have juice left over, which I do can the juice separately because I like to marinate my meat in it. It is so, so good. It gives just the right amount of kick without being overbearing. Make sure you wipe your rims off with vinegar and tighten your lids to fingertip tight. You don't want to go too tight. They'll actually make the jars explode in the canner. Since I have a mixture of sizes, I'm going to process this as I would pints, and that'll be for 15 minutes at a full rolling boil. All right, here we go. Beautiful, beautiful jars. See? Pretty, pretty. We're going to get them out of the canner. We're going to let them cool. And then we'll label and put away after I take the rings off. Even got some with just the juice. See here, I'm popping already. I love that sound. Thank you everyone for joining me in canning our cowboy candy. You're popping. I'll be sure to link in the description below the recipe I use. Thank you so much and you have a wonderful day. Bye bye.